Hello everybody, so today I'm going to be playing what is my brother's favorite game, or at least one of his favorite games, the Stanley Parable. Yeah, I know what the Stanley Parable is. I remember when it kind of went viral, but I have never actually played it. So here we are, let's begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Gasp!
No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Everyone died.
Or even
The
say
rapture
hi.
happened, and poor Stanley
Never
was
in
left
all
behind.
his something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So isn't the point of the game that you cannot follow his instructions?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Thank you. This has major backrooms vibes. Door on his left, I'm going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
That looks like a bad idea. I'm good.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for misuse. Can we— oh!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I thought it was gonna stop me.
To
Door
a
on
set
the
of
left.
two open. Yet there was not a single person here
Tips
either.
for not getting fired.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Who the fuck changed the slide? Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're going down. We're going downtown in an early round. Sugar, we're going down swinging.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All
Has
of my
this
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence
room
in a
looped,
single
or am
moment
I
for no reason at all?
tweaking?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example,
The
why
room
couldn't
keeps
he
looping.
see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Why is the
And for
room
that
looping?
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? I'm
Hello?
dreaming! This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally
How do I
found
get out
an
of here?
answer. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
How do I
Thought
get
to
out of
himself,
here?
He imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the
Oh.
ground.
Hello?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
How
And while
the
he
fuck
thought
do
it
I
all
leave
very
here?
odd, and he invited himself to wake up.
Whoa.
He felt
Hello? I can't move. Let me move.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh,
This is the
hello?
story of a woman named Mariella.
Hello?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh my
And
God.
she had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Wow. Okay, so don't go downstairs. Got it. We're gonna go to the meeting room and we're gonna go upstairs.
When Stanley came to a set of two
We're gonna
open
do
doors, he
exactly
entered the
what we
door on
were
his
told
left.
to do. The voice went away. Hello?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the
Oh.
correct code
What is
by
happening?
sheer luck.
Oh.
Amazing. He stepped
Hello?
into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, I guess we go into the elevator? Loading, 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 loading.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't want to.
Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh. Oh shit. Nope. We're alive.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise...
Oh shit.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a
Hello?
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Or
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
credits. Is this like the true ending? Monitor room, elevator, exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
What?
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and be...
What happens if I start again? Hello? What the fuck? Okay, what happens if we do exactly what we're told to do? What was it?
Indication of any
2,
human life.
8, 4,
What could
5?
it- Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Can you just... Oh, god damn it. It's punishing me for going too fast. Okay, that's fair.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Click the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom
What does
meant
that
nothing.
say? There's text on one of them.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Okay, let's go here, I guess.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he
System power.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What happens if we turn it on?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes. Oh, we
Hell,
can't
Lord,
turn it off
I
now.
really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh!
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Wait, can I go up here?
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Oh, Jesus.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Oh, shit. This is bad. Goodbye, employee 427.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Well, that did not go well.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Left, up. We're gonna turn it off this time. Bam.
Yes.
Oh.
He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he
got
been
rid of them?
freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Well, I have to wait for it to go down.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yay, we got a good ending and several other endings. That was the Stanley Parable. Arthur, if you're seeing this, hopefully you enjoyed my playthrough. If you liked this video, subscribe, like, do all the stuff, and I will see you whenever I see you again. Goodbye.